there is a song that may be my favorite. Um, I went when I first started looking for executive producers 3 years ago. Um, was it three? Oh God, I think it was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago now. It was about this time in 2005. Um, and my manager at the time set up meetings with a bunch of different people who he thought might be good to be an executive producer. Um, a whole bunch of folks, and brought in. I'd say maybe I met with four of them before I left for my trip to Indonesia with UNICEF. And right before I left for Indonesia, I took a boatload of demos, because even though we didn't have an executive producer, I was looking forward to the next album. I was trying to find songs at the time, and we thought it was going to be all original stuff. And I decided on the plane, I'll listen to all these demos and all these songs. And maybe out of 152 stood out to me, and one of them just really hit home with me. And I just loved it. And maybe it was because it kind of talks about, you know, uh, how much time we have on Earth and how we need to make sure that we use it to, we take care of each other and whatnot. And here I am listening to this as I'm flying over tsunami-devastated Indonesia, and I'm, But that song really resonated with me. And while I was on the trip, I was kind of thinking back to the people who I had met with, the executive producer possibilities, and some people that I would planning on meeting with later on when I got back. And for whatever reason, it kind of struck me, I really want to meet with this James Foster lady again. So I called my manager from Indonesia. I was like, when I get home, can we set up another meeting with her? I'd just like to talk to her some more. For whatever reason, there was a little bit of, I kind of felt like I understood her and she understood me. And so he said, okay, we'll set it up. And so when I got back from Indonesia, the first thing I did was get home, when I got home, was go to this meeting with her. And she said, oh, well, it's good to see you again. I wanted to, what do you want to talk about? And I said, well, I'd kind of like to get your ideas on where you think, where you think we might do an album. And she said, that's interesting that you asked, because I brought a few songs that I've been listening to and I thought might be good for you. One in particular, she said it was kind of it was released, but it only sold like 15,000 copies. People have never heard of it, but I think it'd be great for you. And she put it in, and I am not lying. Strike me down right now if it was not the exact same song that I had been listening to on the plane ride to Indonesia. And I thought, and I think I might have threw something at her because I got so excited, and I told my manager, I said, cancel all the other meetings. This is it. This is the one. So there is one song that I'm going to keep the title to myself for right now, because once it gets out, people will start Googling it, and this song's been done before, so they'll find it. But there's one song that kind of is, in many ways, the connective tissue that brought James and I together and kind of made this whole possible. So that I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for that song.